Oh, guys, it's been a minute. This is maybe a little bit later of a post. It's been a little crazy lately, and I'm going to try to get into all that. I hope I even have the right words to say the things I want to say in this video. So this morning, this is just one of the things, I was harassed. As you guys know, we clearly have a newborn, and it's been wild. Things have been going on, trying to figure out the right schedule and just figure it all out. And some days are better than others, some nights are better than others. 2 nights ago, I literally had 1 hour of sleep. A lot of my mind, just trying to, just everything. And I got 1 hour sleep. And so then I tried to post the video yesterday, and I ended up uploading the wrong video. Literally sleep deprived. I uploaded a video that was already uploaded. I put it out. I didn't know anything about it. My mom texted me. She's like, I have not watched the video, but the comments are saying, why post the same video? People are kind of bashing you about it. And I'm like, what? I didn't post the same video? Like, people are just mad that I'm working again on the tiny house? I don't know. So I went and looked, and I unfortunately uploaded the wrong video. Correct title, correct thumbnail, everything. Just wrong video. So that, if you guys saw the video pop up on the Crockers yesterday, and then it was gone, that's what happened. I uploaded the wrong video. So if you didn't watch the video and you're wondering where it went, just watch the previous video. This is that video. But, so this morning, I was leaving the house. I made sure Danielle was good with everything. Reagan was taking a nap at that point. She'd already eaten. So I got my truck. I started it, and I drove around the block. And this lady was walking her dog, and I saw her. And I'm a little bit of a distance away, and I see her turn around and look at me and be like this. And I'm like, maybe something happened to someone else? I don't know what's happening here. And so I keep driving, and I'm getting pretty close. And she just turns at me and just starts making these faces and like hand gestures and stuff. And I'm like, is this just a crazy lady? Is this, I don't know what's happening. Like, I'm just very confused at this point. So then as I drive by, she just stares at me as I go by on the sidewalk. And as soon as I pass her, she just starts making these things at me, these gestures and stuff, saying something I can't hear in my window roll up. So I pump the brakes, I roll my window down, and I kind of look back at her and said, is something wrong? Is there a problem with what's happening? And she just went off on me. My dog's sick, and you're being loud, and you're rude. You just need to get out of here. And I said, I was like very confused. I was like, what? Wait, what? And she's like, my dog is sick and doesn't need this right now. And just started like yelling at me because her dog was sick, and apparently my truck was too loud, which it is a loud truck. And so I'm kind of like getting the grasp of what's going on here. And I'm like, ma'am, I apologize. I don't like how loud my truck is, and I'm just trying to leave for work. I'm sorry. And she's just like yelling at me, and that I'm very inconsiderate that her dog is sick, and I'm making her dog whimper and be in pain right now. And I said, ma'am, I apologize. My truck is loud, but I think you need to learn how to talk to people. This is not the right way to handle this situation. And she started yelling at me. She's like, you don't understand. You don't even know how I feel. I got no sleep lately, and my dog's sick, and I've got no sleep, and people like you. And I said, ma'am, first off, I just had a baby a couple weeks ago, and we've gotten no sleep. Literally, the night before, I slept 1 hour. Like, I sympathize with you. I'm sorry. And I said, secondly, I'm an animal lover. I have like 5 dogs of my own. I love animals, and I'm very sorry about that. Third, I bought this truck from a guy that made it loud, and I don't even like how loud my truck is either. I apologize. And she said, you need to get out of here. You're just doing this, blah, blah. And I said, ma'am, I'm sorry this is happening, but you need to learn how to talk to people because this is not cool. Like, I don't know what's happening here, but I'm sorry that this is happening. And she started, like, really saying some crazy things. And I said, ma'am, I live right there. Where do you live? And she said, you don't need to know where I live. You need to get out of here. You're harassing me. I'm going to call the cops. You're harassing me. You need to leave me alone. You're harassing me. And I said, ma'am, you're the one that did it to me first. I stopped to make sure everything was okay because I was confused. The way you're talking to me, you need to learn how to talk to people. And maybe you just need to go home. If your dog's not doing well, maybe you should just keep your dog at home. And, she got real upset, started walking away. She said, you need to leave. You're harassing me. I'm going to call the cops. You're, a bad person, this and that. And I just said, I started driving off. I said, ma'am, you just need to learn how to talk to people. I'm sorry your day's not going well. Hopefully it gets better. And I hope your dog feels better. And I drive off. And I was just like blown away. I was like shaking a little bit from just all of it. I was just like, oh my gosh. So I start driving off. And I'm like, I'm going to swing back by the house and tell Danielle, I got to get this out of my system before I just overthink this or just, like, let it bother me. And so I drove to the house, told Danielle. Danielle was like, what the heck? She's like, I took the trash out yesterday, and I saw the dog walking by whimpering just as I walked out. Like, I felt really bad. It broke my heart for the dog. So it wasn't my truck doing it. The dog was already not doing well. And I left, and I just thought about it, and I was just like, I really think old Jason would have just went off on this lady to teach her a lesson for being a Karen. Who are you to sit there and yell at me and stop me and get mad at me when I could have just drove by, situation would have been done. But I feel like I handled it really well. I feel like I was very level-headed. Was very confused. I didn't know what was happening. I wanted to make sure she was okay, and then it turned out she was mad at me. And at the end of the day, I just said, I sympathize, and I apologize, and I just hope maybe you should just go home and take care of your dog. Be good. I could have escalated it. I could have got out of my truck. I could have yelled at her. I could have called her words. I could have whatever. And I literally had just thought in my head, what would I have done in that situation if Reagan was a little bit older and understood what was happening and she watched me yell at another person for being upset? They're having a bad day and they're taking it out of me, and that's fine. But what example am I teaching my daughter by cussing out an old lady or yelling back at her or telling her to F off or whatever because we're not seeing eye to eye on the day and maybe she's having a bad day? What would I have taught my daughter in that situation? Clearly we're not in that situation, but I just started thinking, like, what would I have done? And honestly, it's like I've been saying for a long time, I don't let things bother me for more than 20 seconds because it's not worth it. And that situation right there, she was having a bad day and not doing well, and she took it out on me. For whatever reason, she took it out on me. And I'm glad she took it out on me compared to somebody else, because somebody else could have done something really bad. And I don't get into politics, and I don't talk about the news, and I don't talk about religion, and I don't talk about all that stuff, but it's pretty obvious is what's happening in this world. And it's obvious what happened on the bus or the train with the stabbing. It's pretty obvious what happened at the Utah college and with the political stuff. I don't mean this in a bad way, and I don't mean this to offend anyone, and I really hope it doesn't. So please hear me out before commenting back or overthinking anything. Like I've said with all of this, with having a baby and trying to figure stuff out, and I've just said, I just do not understand how single parents can raise a child on their own. I have nothing but respect for single parents that can do these things. But I do think a major thing that's lacking in this world is a father figure in a lot of people's lives. And the youth of today and forever, we're lacking a father figure in children's lives. And because of that, these people are growing up and they're ending other people's lives because their opinion is different. They think differently. Their religion is different. They don't believe in religion. Their political stance is different. You're taking people's lives because you just don't agree with somebody. On the flip side, you also have people fighting with other people because of their political views. On the opposite side, people on the internet, people fighting with each other in comments or in videos or whatever because they don't believe the same thing about religion or politics or whatever, different morals, different values. Try to keep this thing from being too shiny. And I think a lot of that comes down to a lack of parenting, a lack of discipline. And I was literally just talking to a gentleman that's a little older than I am 2 days ago or something. And I don't remember what brought it up or anything, but I ended up saying, man, I literally used to be kind of upset as a child at my dad for being so strict, for making me do these things that I just didn't want to do. We had to tuck in our shirts all the time. Even if we were wearing shorts and a t-shirt, my dad would be like, we're going in public, tuck it in. When, we would go to church, it would be get dressed up, behave, don't be doing this stuff. When we were at home, it's yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, no, sir. When you're out in public, you behave, you don't run off in the stores, you stay with your mom and you hold on to the buggy. When we're out somewhere, you're on your best behavior. If I'm not around and you misbehave, when I get home from work, I will discipline you. And there's just so many different things like that as a child, I was like, oh, I hate this. My dad's too strict. He doesn't let us do anything. He doesn't want us to have fun. He doesn't want us to do this. He doesn't want us to do that. And I told this gentleman, I said, as a young kid, I hated it. But now I understand it. Now that I'm a parent and I have to start figuring out how I'm going to handle my child and discipline them and keep them in this crazy world of things, how do I still instill good manners, discipline, how to respect others, all these things? And after watching these things happen in the news, and people are taking other people's lives because they just don't agree with somebody, it's sickening. It's so sickening. It's insane. And when I found out yesterday about the Utah stuff, I thought it was fake. I saw people posting on Facebook and I thought it was fake, so I looked it up myself because it's always like, oh, rest in peace, this celebrity or this person. And I don't follow the gentleman that much. I see his clips pop up, him, having disagreements, whatever you call it. I can't think right now. Discussions or whatever. And that's his whole stance as he goes to colleges and stuff, and he just says, prove me wrong. This is how I feel, prove me wrong. And then you can have a discussion. Whether you're right or wrong, you can have a discussion because there will always be one situation and different opinions on the situation because everyone sees life differently. But it's how you handle the other person that needs to be taught. And I told Danielle, I said, it kind of makes me fearful of, we've just brought an innocent child into this wild world that is sickening, but it also makes me as a parent want to 100% instill the morals and values into our child as much as possible. I'm not a perfect person, and I won't be a perfect parent, and I won't be perfect anything, but I could try my hardest to raise my child the best that they could be, so then maybe the next generation we have a better shot at life. Maybe we have a better shot at some peace in this world, and it's okay to be different. I don't care if you're straight, gay, trans, if you like to eat dirt. I don't care if you're a tree-hugging hippie. I don't care about any of that stuff. You do what you want to do behind your closed doors. You could be religious. You can not be religious. You can have an education. You could be the dumbest person in the world. You could drive a nice car. You could drive a beater or walk, or you can have this job or that job. I don't care. I just care about me and my family, and whatever you do, you do. And I'm happy for you. I don't care. But let me live my life, and I'll let you live your life. And we live in such a world of hate. It's insane. And someone else posted on this, and I 100% believe it, and I fought it. And we live in a world that's so numb to seeing people die in videos. There's the video of the girl on the bus or the train getting stabbed to death. I haven't watched that one, but it's out there. This Charlie Kirk thing, I watched it because I thought it was going to be fake, and it made me sick to my stomach. I don't know if it was higher up people that put a hit on him. I don't know if it was they're saying now they think it's a college age person. I don't know if it's that. I don't know what the scenario is. I know the sun is not working with me here, but it is what it is, guys. But I do know that, there you go. I do know that it's okay to be different. It's okay to have conversations, but people are crazy. And just us being on YouTube, we've gotten death threats. We've gotten people show up at our property. We've had people try to call the cops on us. We've had people try to trespass. We've had people try to say that they saw us in public and could have done bad things to us. They've said the nastiest things that they wish would happen to us. I mean, all sorts of things. And I live by the 20-second rule of I don't let anything bother me for more than 20 seconds because there's a lot of really stupid, crazy people in this world. And if you let it bother you for more than 20 seconds and you pop off or you say things, you never know who that crazy person is that's going to pop off and do something to you. And it's just not worth it to be upset at somebody. It's not worth it to fight with people on the internet. It's not worth it to fight with somebody because they believe a different belief than you. That's insane. And it made me sick to my stomach when I watched that video. And this sounds weird, and I don't mean it this way, but I didn't feel bad for the guy that got shot because he died pretty quick. I feel bad for everyone else. Everyone there that had to witness it, the family, the children that they grew up without a father, and I instantly thought, oh my gosh, if that happened to me, I couldn't imagine Danielle and Reagan having to live their life knowing that the whole world saw it, or that they have to live without who they want to live with. How my family would react, my now family of Danielle's family, how would they feel? All of you guys watching, my friends, like, I feel sorry for everyone else. And it just put the sickest feeling in my stomach when I saw that. It's not worth it, people, to be mad at other people. It's not worth it to go crazy and overdo the politics thing. Like, yes, I do think you should believe in things, and yes, I do think you should stand up for what you think is right. But it is sickening. It is sickening watching videos of people saying that they're glad it happened. Sickening to see comments saying somebody had to do it, I'm glad it happened. But I also know if it would have happened to the other side of politics, there would be the other side of politics saying the same things. It's sickening. We live in a world that's so numb to terrible things because, honestly, you're just watching it on a screen. But until it happens in real life, it probably won't affect people. But it's definitely got me thinking, and it has me thinking differently of life. And I don't know if I'm just getting older and I'm getting softer in my feelings, or I'm just learning that the world is sick. There's way more good than bad in the world, but at 100% lately I've been thinking certain things anyways, but the last 2 days or whatever really just made me think that I really got to start thinking how I want to handle life and how I'm going to handle life and how I'm going to do things for my family. So some things may change, some things may not, and there's a lot going on, and I just want the best for my family, and we live in a very screwed up world, and I don't think we need to. I think people just need to learn to let people live and chill out. If you're the type of person that's a hothead and you say things to people about politics or religion or whatever, maybe this will help you rethink. Maybe you should calm down. Maybe you should reevaluate your life, because what if that happened to you? And then how would your family and friends deal with it? Is it worth popping off to people? Is it worth saying these things? I don't think it is. I do think you should stand up for what you believe in, but also to an extent. So, I don't know. It's sickening. And just dealing with that lately, being harassed today for no reason, seeing comments that have been bad over the years and all that. Like, I just want a completely different life. I don't want any part of any of that. And, it's very disheartening to watch the world be what it is. But, yeah, it's crazy. I don't know. So, you guys should be seeing the correct Crocker video later. I guess my whole mission in this video is to hopefully plead for you guys to really think about what you're doing in life. And if you're not trying to spread a positive message or energy or vibe or whatever, maybe you should start rethinking. I've really been on this path of trying to be a better person. And again, I was not the best person in my life. And I just want to be the best version I can, especially now that I have a kid that's going to be looking up to me. So I hope someone watches this, starts rethinking their life. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. It was sickening. Just sickening.